Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now this is What If Deku is a Bakugo part 2. Yeah, it's part 2. Now I'm gonna run some brief explaining before we continue forward. Now Izumi does know full Cowan. She's around 20, pretty little above 20% after this after the training before UA happens. As she spend the rest of her time focusing more on this new quirk that she got and see what she could do with it. As she unlocked full cowling, right? Let's see, about 2 months before the UA entrance exams. As you have Izumi, as she set up a hospital course at the beach, as she got a bunch of cones, as she ignites her full cowling, as crimson red electricity starts forming all around her. As she has like Cannon Izuku, like he had more of the green color going for him. Izumi has the opposite, a crimson red. As she started from 1% of I forget the name of the quirk. 1% of one for all. As she does that until she feels comfortable, as she notches up to 3%. As the more percentage she shoots up, the harder it gets to control the momentum of using full cowling. From the increased speed she gets from that from from full cowling. As All Might's observing her at the beach, as Izumi stops to take a breather, as she walks over to her bag, as she pulls out a water bottle, as she starts drinking the water. Izumi, what are you doing? I'm. I unlocked a new ability apparently from one- uh, from One for All. It's some sort of cowling. I guess we could call it full cowling. That will work. But I'm trying to master it from the low settings to the maximum I could go currently. I need to master that before anything else. Zumi, have you increased your percentage of my quirk? Or your quirk now? One for all? Yes, I could do about 25% All Might. It's getting there, slowly. And also, I need to be careful how I demonstrate my quirk. People will get suspicious if I have another quirk come out of nowhere. I'll slowly, I will only use full cowling and a little bit of strength, but beyond that, I'll be limiting myself. My original quirk is more than adequate for the job. Don't forget to train it, Izumi. Don't worry, All Might. I'll take care of it. I'm not some idiot. I've already came up with 500 scenarios in my head of what will happen if I don't train it. Or if I misjudge the power output and it doesn't end well. So I'm smart enough to know that I need to keep it under control and train it as much as I train my original quirk. Your quirk, all of One for All, It's a little stubborn, but I'll get it, and I'll I'll get it all worked out at the end. You haven't told anyone about my quirk, have you? Or I pass on your quirk, my quirk to you. No, All Might, I did not tell anyone. Only one that knows outside of the Todoroki family is Mr. Endeavor. As fun as this been, All Might, I need to get it cleaned up, get everything cleaned up, and start to head home. I'll see you tomorrow. Guess I'll see you at the entrance exam tomorrow. Are you going to be there? Yes, of course. I'm always there at Nezu's request my presence at the entrance exam, so I will be your present. I'll see you tomorrow, young Izumi. Very well, mate. I'll catch you later. As Izumi walks away, as she breathes on her breath, or talks on her breath, yeah, the moment I get there, I'm gonna break every record you have, old man. From 50 years from now, when students come to UA, they won't. They would only know about me and my records. No one will know of how overshadow yours. Erase you. As Izumi has a grin as she walks off. She was too stuck in her head as she knows she took a wrong turn. Izumi's walking down the street as she sees a woman with green hair struggling with a lot of groceries. As Izumi rushes over there, catches the bag. As the woman looks at Izumi, as she's, oh, thank you. Yeah, I kind of bought too much. As she knows the woman has, a smile, but it's a sad smile. She's like, no problem. Allow me to help you. You live far? No, no, too far. Thank you for this. No problem, ma'am. I'm Izumi. You are? I'm Inko Midoriya. Now, small pause in the story. I don't know who I made Izumi's father, but it's Bakugo's father, so that nothing changed in canon on that end. Inko has yeah, well, because of Sashi, went overseas. He's still overseas. She left Asashi left Inko alone. Inko has a close friendship with Miski still in this story. A lot more now because she doesn't have a she doesn't have a child. So she's a quite lonely lady. As Izumi, picked up on this. As they finally get her to her house, as Izumi offered to help her put away groceries, as Inko invites her in. Sorry about the mess. So no problem, Inko. As Izumi takes off her shoes, as she helps Inko put away some groceries, as she spends some time with Inko. As she's helping, they're working together as they're putting away groceries. As so, are you in school? I'm finished with school. I'm I have plans after. You going to college? Yeah, I'm going to UA. Really? You're going to the hero course? And I was like, yeah, I actually am. Bring back memories. I I once tried for the UA, but my parents made me leave the school. They were worried that I would get hurt, so I never really go any further into the hero line of work. Family must be very proud of you, Izumi. I wouldn't know. Never had one. As Inko, what do you mean? I was adopted. I was fortunate that my mother found me the way she did. If if she didn't took me in, I don't know what my life would be like. Most likely be still in the streets. I mean, you're wrong on that, Izumi. You do have a family. I mean, your adopted mother. Yeah, I know. It's still not the same. Don't get me wrong. I love my mom. She's she's been there for me. But I've never really there's no one really else besides her and me. So I guess I'm wrong in some ways. Oh, Miss Inko, I must be leaving. I probably need to get back. Would you mind if I come and visit occasionally? As Inko smiles, like, yes, I would love that. Thank you. Yes, well, very well. You have a good night. As Izumi puts on her shoes, as she leaves the door, as she leaves Inko's house. As Izumi finally gets back to the Todoroki residence, as she walks in, as Fuyumi's like, "Oh, there you are, Izumi. Dinner's almost ready. You're late getting home. Sorry, Fuyumi. I set up and cut set up and came up. I had to take care of. As you have everyone sitting down, eating dinner, a family dinner that they do every night. As Shoto looks up to Izumi, so where you been? Oh, I met someone. As Shoto, starts laughing. As Shoto's like, oh, that poor guy. I didn't meet anyone like that. As as Endeavor, sighs relief. As Fuyumi noticed that, as she gives Endeavor, her father, a suspicious look. Well, I came across a green haired lady. She had trouble with her groceries, so I helped her out. So that's why I was late, Fuyumi. And she's like, oh, thank God. I thought you were beating someone. I would not do that. Seriously, Izumi, do I really need to say it again? Fine. I guess I do tend to beat people a bit too often, but no, I didn't get in a fight. I spent the whole day training, and on my way home, I came across Miss Inko, and I just helped her out. Well, I need to head off to bed. That um that entrance exam thing is tomorrow, and Nezu wants me there to check. He wants me to oversee the test. So I'll catch you guys later. As she walks off, Nezu comes to pick her up the next day personally. As Izumi gets in the car with Nezu, I was surprised you came here to get me yourself. Um, I guess you'd be Principal Nezu. Of course, I would come personally. After all, you have a full scholarship. It would look bad up. It would look bad on UA if I didn't take you to school personally. So how's been your training, Izumi? It's been. Oh, give me a second here, guys. I've made great progress. That's good. What about the other one? I'm making progress as well. I'm at about 25%. Good, good. I want you to be I want you to be at least 50% before the end of the year. Is that doable? It's doable. as long as my school activity doesn't overshadow my training. Don't worry, Izumi, Miss Izumi. We have facilities on campus, and you'll be living in a dorm, so you will have complete access to everything, no matter what time it is. As they finally pull up to UA, come, follow me, Miss Izumi. As Nezu and Izumi walk in to the entrance exam, there's no students present at the moment. They're still getting everything ready. As all the heroes that are at the entrance now notice, Izumi walking with Nezu as they're quite curious. As Midnight, came up to Nezu. Um, Principal Nezu, who is this? Oh, yes, Midnight. I'd like to introduce you to one of UA's newest additions to our uh, to our school, Izumi. She is she is the she has a scholarship to UA. As Midnight was a little bit surprised about that. As the rest of the heroes heard that Nezu gave a scholarship to someone in America, but she's surprised it was someone like Izumi. As Nezu tells Midnight, we have to go now. I still have to show her the the tour. As Midnight says goodbye to Izumi, Izumi, like whatever, she was polite, but she really doesn't care. As she's continuing forward, as Nezu's showing her around, showing her the test battlefield, that surprises her as it's a it's a miniature city. It's a model. Sorry, it's a model of a city to give a more of a real life experience. As Nezu explained, the assist the point system. As she's intrigued by the hidden portion of it, rescue points. As that made sense to her because it is a hero academy, so of course they would have rescue points. As Nezu went off his separate way, as Nezu told her that she could watch it from here, and to move into that section when they get into the battle portion of the test. As Izumi looks at this, several students piling up, as she knows, a familiar blonde, as she has a devilish grin. I hope that blonde kid gets into class 1A. So I definitely want to beat him. I definitely want to use him as a punching bag again. Now she's getting ideas in her head. If they ever, if they ever fought each other again. As Izumi sees everyone gathering up, as they're, as the written portion, they direct them to the room where you have to take the written portion. As they separate the students, well, the not students right now. What's the word I'm looking for? Possible students, as they enter in the room in groups, large groups of 10. No, let's not say 10. Let's say about 20. There's large groups of 20. As let's say there's a couple 20 groups. So yeah, it's a big it's a big exam. As Izumi sees people coming out, as everyone after some time has progressed, as Izumi just stares at this potential threats. She's eyeing her competition. As they did the physical portion of what they do at the entrance exams, as everyone gets seated, as Presenta Mike, goes through the explanation, as Izumi hears a loud screeching noise coming from her ears, as Ida's interrupts Presenta Mike, as Izumi's getting irritated. Hey, Four Eyes, shut the fuck up and let Presenta Mike finish his explanations. Don't make me have to go down there. As Ida looks up and, excuse me, and who are you? And students are that's off limits, only for faculty. Now listen here, you pompous prick. If I have to come down here, I'm putting you through a wall. You understand that, right? I suggest you sit down, shut the fuck up, and listen to the explanation, and maybe he would actually be able to get to finish so I could see if any of you are worth my time. Bakugo's eyes widen as he's like, you. As Mizumi has a devilish grin. Well, look, we got here, the blonde. Interesting to see you here. You better get used to this view. What do you mean by that? Use your head. I'm always be above you, and you always be beneath me. That's how things are going to go. As long as I attend UA, you're always going to be second. Pretty much a background character. As Izumi walks off, as President Mike's, all right, let me finish, as he explains the explanation, as Ida feels like an idiot, so does Bakugo, as he's just like, who the hell is she? And what's going on? Why is she up? She should be taking a test if she's attending UA. As he's heard of scholarships, but only scholarship they ever gave out was to All Might. So yeah, she's the second in UA's history. As Izumi walks into the authorization room for the robot portion of the exam, as Izumi sees Nezu, an All Might, a Eraserhead, Midnight, even the dragoon Ryuko. I don't know. I don't remember right at the moment. And so and Mirako is there as well. As Mirako sees, the blonde girl, as she's asking Ryuko, like, who's the kid? Who's the young girl? As Midnight, I believe that's Izumi. That's the scholarship, the young lady that got the scholarship to UA. Nezu, All Might, as she looks through the glass to watch the test goes out, as the doors pile open as the test begins, as she sees the students try to take out the robots. As what she's seen here, not impressive. Well, this section of the test. As she looks over a couple other screens, monitors. As she looks at different battle stations. She's watching all the students as she sees a couple people that would be a interesting fight, but nothing that could take her. She looks on a screen to the right as she sees Bakugo just mowing through the robots like he's a madman. As she's like pathetic, no strategy, just wailing around your like you don't even have a brain. Such a disappointment. As she looks over to, Araka's thing. As Nezu did call the zero pointer. As Izumi noticed Araka underneath some rubble. Nezu, are you going to do something about that? As All Might looks to Nezu as, no, not really. Oh, if worse comes to worse, you're rushing in there. But as Nezu gets idea, better yet, Izumi, why don't you go and rescue that girl for us? Are you sure you want me to go and do that? Yeah, it would be a good opportunity to show a little bit what the other students what you could do. Very fine. As Izumi opens the window, the sliding glass door, as she, she opens the window as red electricity starts forming around her. As she goes into full cowling, as she jumps out the window. She sees a group of students, Ida, some other, minor characters. And she's like, out of my way, ladies. Or no, better yet. And she's like, out of my way, pansies. As she rushes past them. As Ida's like, what did you call me? As, she's already gone. As Ida's like, does she have some sort of super speed quirk? As she appears in front of the bowl of the rocks formation, or the rubble that the rock on. As she's like, thank God, please help me. As, whatever. As she, picks the rubble off and throws it. As she, picks up Oraka. Is it broken? No, I just sprained it. Thanks for this. No problem. Just hold tight. As she gets, close to Recover Girl. Thank you, young lady. As Recover Girl, where are you going? I have something to take care of. The test is over, Miss. I didn't take the test. As she cracks, her knuckles. As she cracks her neck, both sides. As she calmly walks over to the zero pointer. As the zero pointer is heading towards her. As the zero pointer is mowing through the city. The group of three pointers come rushing at Izumi. As Izumi does vaporize him with some least power she can muster with her explosion quirk. As the robots get blown to smithereens. As she did that in mid walk, she did not stop whatsoever. As several, a couple of three pointers, 2 pointers, and 1 pointers come all rushing at Izumi. As she's just blasting them. As she's using, as she's using a technique called palm explosion. As she's creating small forces of palm explosion and palm strikes. As she's palm striking every robot that comes in striking distance as they blow up. Out of my way, bucket of bolts. As Izumi sees the big one. Ah, the big one. I'm definitely gonna have fun breaking you down. Maybe if you're lucky, I'll make you into a toaster. As Izumi jumps up. As she creates the biggest explosion that she can muster. As Izumi creates a big blue explosion. As everyone that's overseeing it sees a blue bright light. All Might sees that as he sees the big explosion, as he's the only one not shielding his eyes, as All Might has a big grin on his face. As All Might, I've seen enough. as he walks off, as everyone, thinks that that's a praise from the number one hero himself. As All Might has a smile the whole time as he walks away. As he's like, that's my successor. As Izumi, that blast destroyed the robot completely and destroyed everything that was behind the robot to a certain point. So, show, she's definitely going to be a heavy hitter. What do you think, Mirko? I agree. I want to fight her. Calm down, Mirko. She's still green. She hasn't even been to her first day, but quite impressive show. Not only did she save one of her compatriots, but she also took down the zero pointer and she showed amazing power. Walks in, of course she did. As everyone looks at him, I trained her, of course. As he just wanted to put his 2 cents in, as he has a smile as well. As now everyone's even more surprised that the number one and the number two hero, Endeavor, praise Izumi as well. The moment she unleashed the blast, as she got as she hit she hitting from the momation, sorry, from the momation, mo, yeah, give me a second here. I screwed that up horribly. Momentum of the blast was aiming mostly towards the ground as she skid across the ground as she stopped herself. As as you have Izumi, as she's breathing heavy, as that was a full blast. That was what she can muster, full power at the moment. As she went on she went overboard. She wanted to see how far she could take her explosion quirk. She hasn't even demonstrated her remote detonation yet at all for the sports for UA. She's keeping that secret until later. Ooh, I might have got overboard with that. Note to self: work on that so I could do more blasts like that in rapid succession if I need to. For the most extreme measures. As she just simply turns around, casually walks, you know, back to exit. As Ida revs like, "Who the hell are you?" You don't need to know that. All you need to know is I'm your better. As she walks past Ida. As Ida is, speechless, as he doesn't know what to say. As he's like, that arrogance of her. As yeah, Ida is on that. Yeah, Ida believes she's a delinquent, and he's he's not wrong. She's a delinquent, majorly, but she knows when to be violent and when not to be violent. Living with the Todorokis with I Fiumi. Almost forgot her name. With Fiumi, she tempered her more. I mean, she was kind of tempered a little bit from her mother Laura. I believe that's X23's name, Laura. I believe so. I believe it is, yeah. But with Laura, she did temper her a little bit, but Fiumi, finished the job. She's not like going to be, girly girl or, buddy buddy with everyone. But she knows when to be herself and when to restrain from her impulses. Nezu taps the mic. Attention. This is Nezu, the principal of UA. I'd like to formally introduce myself. And for that quite interesting show, that over there is Izumi. She is she is the second person in UA history to ever get a recommendation to UA. I suggest everyone paid attention to that little demonstration closely. You need to learn from that experience and try to catch up. If not, Izumi there is going to leave you all in the dust. Have a good day. As Nezu shuts the mic down, as everyone's looking at Nezu like, what? The students need a little push. Aren't you showing favoritism? Oh, damn straight I'm showing favoritism. Did you not see that? That girl that young lady, right there, could wipe out a whole city if she wanted to. But that being said, stronger villains are appearing. We need to have stronger heroes. And that girl, she's strong. Little angry at times. But what I've been hearing, the Todoroki family has been tempering her somewhat. So I don't believe we'll have much issue there. If you have any doubts here, you used to know. Not only Endeavor was the only one who trained her. As Nezu starts to walk off, as Midnight's like, what do you mean? Who else trained her? All Might, of course. As she got, she was speechless. As she's thinking maybe that's why he praised her so much. As Nezu walks off, as that's where we're going to leave this part off. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones, or wherever you are currently in the world right now. I'll catch you in the next video.